Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Sai SATCHARITRA, an insight. Episode 173. My humble prostrations at the lotus feet of our Sadguru Sai. By the divine grace of Sai, an attempt has been made to translate the gist of the divine discourse of Sri Ramanathan brother telecasted in Sai TV. This is purely done to share the glory of Sai and his divine teachings with more insight to the aspirants. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Dear devotees, in the previous episode, we were listening to the glory of the Divine Mother Saptashringi Devi at Vani, and in that connection, we also were heeding to the story of Dakshayani Devi, the daughter of the king Daksha and consort of Lord Shiva. Let us continue with that now. Daksha performed an yagna and invited the gods, demigods, sages and saints excepting Lord Shiva. Dakshayani Devi felt deeply humiliated by the act of her father, though uninvited, wished to go to the yagna despite the advice of Lord Shiva to not go. Dakshayani Devi wanted to participate in the yagna performed by her father. Daksha noticed his daughter but completely ignored her and kept slandering Lord Shiva. This added more frustration to her. She regretted for coming to the yagna and thought she must have listened to the advice of Lord Shiva. Dakshayani kept her ears shut, couldn't tolerate the criticism anymore. She thought she should put an end to the body that was given by this Daksha, because of whom she bears the name Dakshayani. Hence, she committed suicide by throwing herself into the yagna. As soon as Lord Shiva got this news, he sent his assistant to go to the spot and destroy everything there, and then he himself came there, became very wild by witnessing at the dead body of his consort Dakshayani Devi. He carried her body on his shoulders and out of fury performed his Rudra Thandava, that is a vigorous dance. Lord Vishnu observed this, and to control his fury, using his Sudarshana Chakra, he split the body of the mother into 51 pieces, and those organs fell in various spots. The portion of the land where the part of the body fell became serene, encompassed with most powerful divine energy, and came to be known as Shakti Pitams. Thus, the place Vani is where the right hand of the Divine Mother fell and turned to be the holiest place. Hence, it is believed that all the prayers submitted to Goddess Saptashringi at Vani will be fulfilled and considered as the sound in the Pranavam sound Om. There is a belief that a tiger guards the sanctum sanctorum of this temple every night and disperses to the forest before sunrise. Also, there are 108 ponds or water bodies in the watershed of these hills, which are known as kundas. Many rare herbs are also found on these mountains. When Lord Rama, Goddess Sita and Lakshmana were residing in the Dandakaranya forest, they came to worship Goddess Saptashringi at Vani to seek her blessings. Such is the glory of this mother. Also, During Ramayana war, when Lakshmana fell unconscious, Lord Hanuman came to this hill in search of the medicinal herb Sanjeevani to revive the life of Lakshmana. There are many stories connected to the divinity of this goddess and the sacredness of this hill. This holy mother Saptashrungi's temple priest was Kakaji Appavaidya. Owing to his past karmic deeds, he was suffering some challenges in his life. He faced accidents, financial crisis, lost his mental peace, and endured various problems. He didn't know how to find a relief from all these issues. Mind was not at peace. He was surprised and thought, I am serving one of the most supreme goddess and still my problems are not annihilated, because of which my mind is not calm but engulfed with sorrows and sufferings. Kakaji Appavaidya was an ardent devotee and performed the puja rituals very devotedly and sincerely to the goddess. One day he poured out his mind's agony thus, "Oh mother, why do you want to test me like this? Won't you please give peace to my mind? It is tormented with problems. Divine Mother, will you not bestow solace and relief to me?" The same night, the most compassionate mother, Saptashrungi, appeared in his dream and stated thus, "If you go and take darshan of Baba, your mind will attain peace." Kakaji expected the mother to reveal who that Baba was, as he was unaware of the mortal presence of Sri Sai Baba at Shirdi. At that moment, he woke up from his dream, so the puzzle was unsolved. After waking up from the dream, he began to ponder deeply who would be the Baba mentioned by the goddess in his dream. He didn't even want to think that the great goddess would suggest him to find relief for his problems from a mortal. He kept brooding about which god is named as Baba and assumed that the term Baba might refer to Lord Shiva, as in many places he is being addressed as Bholenath or Bole Baba. So he believed that goddess Saptashrungi must have indicated him to have darshan of Lord Trimbakeshwar, situated at a place known as Trimbak at Nasik district. Trimbakeshwar is one of the important sacred Jyotirlingams out of the 12 Jyotirlingams. This is a unique temple and is worshipped by many every day. Based on his own presumptions, Kakaji Vaidya went to Trimbakeshwar and devotedly worshipped by performing pujas to the Lord every day. He chanted the sacred Vedic chants such as Rudram from the Yajur Veda, the hymns that glorify the greatness of the Lord Shiva. This he did for 10 days. Still, he didn't feel any difference in his state of mind. It continued to remain anxious. He was dejected and returned to Vani, bursting out his thoughts again to the Divine Mother thus, "Oh Mother, can't you settle my agitated mind? Why do you send me here and there and give more trouble to my restless mind? Listening to your advice, I went and worshipped Baba, that is Trimbakeshwar. Still, my mind didn't attain peace. Instead, my agitation increased. Wavering, if I am worshipping the Baba mentioned by you in my dream, why do you harass me like this? Won't you relieve me from my difficulties?" That night, again the merciful mother appeared in his dream and asserted, "The Baba mentioned by me is Shirdi's Sai Samartha. I do not understand the reason behind you going to Trimbakeshwar unnecessarily. Kakaji Vaidya woke up from his dream and was amazed recalling the dream. The great divine mother Sabdashringi Mahishasuramardini, a form of goddess Dakshayani Devi, has asserted that he should take refuge at the feet of Shirdi Sai Samarthar. Now Kakaji Appa Vaidya's difficulty was to find out where this Shirdi is, as any of his acquaintance is aware of this Baba and his abode. Can he make his trip immediately? Such doubts cropped up in his mind. The reason was Shirdi was a hamlet and not many knew about it, whereas Vani was a very famous and sacred shrine and could be easily located by devotees. While he was contemplating on this, Sri Sai Maharaj drew a plan to draw him to Shirdi, which is unfathomable. It is necessary for devotees to pause this story here and get back to Shirdi and listen to what divine sport was being played by our Lord Sainath to get Kakaji Vaidya for his darshan. Shyama alias Madhavrao Deshpande, the most ardent devotee of Sri Sai Baba, has connection to the above Leela. Let's listen to it devotedly now. When Shyama was a small child, he was terribly sick and was on deathbed. Those years, many children would be born to a couple, but only few survived and the others would die for unknown reasons. The infant mortality rate was very high. So, when Shyama fell sick, his mother prayed to Goddess Sabdashringi Devi, her Kuladevam, to relieve her child from health issues. She prayed thus, "O Mother, I am placing this child at your mercy and leaving it to you to save or kill him. But if you save him, I will bring him to your darshan." After this sincere prayer and complete surrender to the Divine Mother, Shyama recovered in a miraculous way. She wanted to fulfill this vow. Days passed and the family had another challenging situation. The mother of Shyama suffered from ringworms on her breast. This caused excruciating pain and again she prayed to Goddess Sabdashringi for relief. She vowed thus, "O Divine Mother, please put an end to my sufferings. I will come rolling in prostration, offer a replica of a pair of silver breasts and place them at your feet by performing arati upon healing." This practice of offering is very common in many places and it prevails even today. For instance, if someone has any eye problem, then people might pray to their family deity, usually it's a goddess, to heal their ailment and would vow to offer a pair of similar silver eyes or for any part of the body as an offering to the goddess. Since Shyama's mother was suffering from ringworms, she vowed to submit silver breasts and pleaded for relief. Immediately, she healed from her ailment, and now there are two vows to fulfill. Firstly, when Shyama was a small child, he was on deathbed owing to illness, and his mother vowed to Sabdashringi Devi that she would bring him for darshan if he will become fine. And now the second one is offering silver breasts if she gets cured from the ringworms on her breast. The health issues were resolved, but both the vows remain unfulfilled. Years rolled by and the family forgot about this vow. Now it is almost 30 years and Shyama's mother has become old and was approaching her death. She was constantly reminded about her unfulfilled vows. This made her more anxious, So she called Shama and asked him to promise that he would fulfill these two vows of her. Accordingly, Shama promised his mother, but even Shama kept postponing to fulfill it. Time flew and Shama spent most of his time serving Sri Sai Maharaj. Shama's mother, out of love, would call him as Babya, and she also said to him that her soul would rest in peace only if these promises are fulfilled. But owing to other responsibilities, he couldn't take care of these immediately. At this point of time, an astrologer that travels from place to place to carry out his profession reached Shirdi. He looked at the astrological chart of various people in the village and based on their planetary positions and zodiac signs made some calculations and predicted their future. He was well versed in astronomy, so his predictions about their past and present were accurate, and he also voiced out their future, which the people believed it to be true. In fact, Babu Saheb Booty is an expert in astrology, and this astrologer investigated his chart and gave many stunning inputs, which was greatly appreciable. Such was the expertise of this astrologer. People were so excited and were very much keen to know their future. Hence, many residents of Shirdi approached him to get their chart reviewed, and this also kindled the interest of Bapaji, that is Shama's younger brother. So he came with his chart to know about his future to the astrologer. Now the astrologer gave his reviews. That was, your brother has given two promises to your mother on her deathbed, and they were about fulfilling her vows to the Divine Mother. But they both are not taken care. Hence, the mother Sabdashringi is not pleased, owing to which the good fortunes or the blessings of the mother is not showered upon your family. Bapaji was not aware of all these, as Shama was the eldest brother in the family. He was given the entire responsibility of taking care of these issues. Hence, as soon as Shama heard this from his youngest brother, he was taken aback and got reminded of the vows that he gave to his mother on her deathbed few years back. He was surprised at the shrewdness of the astrologer. As soon as he heard that the Divine Mother Sabdashringi was displeased with their family, he immediately decided to not postpone this matter anymore and decided to take care of it instantly. He quickly approached a goldsmith, got a pair of silver brass made and went straight to Dwarakamai and spoke thus, Deva, you are our Sabdashringi Devi. Our prayers and vows have not been fulfilled. These pair of silver brass have not been offered by us and has been due for a very long time. Hence, please accept this and relieve us from the prayers and vows that were submitted by our mother for the benefit of our family. He submitted all of these at the holy feet of Sri Sai Maharaj and prostrated at his feet. Did Sri Sai Baba accept those? What was the advice given by him to Shama? What events took place following this incident? All these unknowable details of this story will be given in the next episode. Bow to Sri Sai. Peace be to all. Om Sai Ram.